Oh, I got a follower. Oh man, thank you, SC Mothership.
Oh
You make.
yeah, SC Mothership. Yeah, good guy, SC
Guys,
Mothership.
actually, more importantly, don't worry about either of the commentators. Please follow Filthy, the man who this channel is on. He's Filthy Rake. He's not a dirty hoe. He's a filthy rake. He's the male version. That's how he explained his name to me, so I can say that without any remorse or regret. But please follow below. We're going to be doing this every week, and if you want to support us, it literally, you can even make it so you don't receive email. So you guys don't receive any email at all when we cast, but if you can just hit follow, it supports us, and it makes us happy, and it allows us to put on even more StarCraft content. So please, if you want more StarCraft content, follow us below. And here we are, though, on Laralac Crest.
So, spawning in our top right position in this 4-spawn map. This is going to be game 1, best of 3. It is our semifinals. This red barcode player is our Virium StarCraft. Give it up for Virium StarCraft as I repeat the name twice. Oh, yeah.
Virium, I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, but I asked him, and that's what we got, Virium. In the top left-hand corner, it is the Green Zerg player representing Team Ascension, the one, the only Nistic.
We saw Nistic hold off an amazing 4-gateway, proxy gateway, whatever you want to call it, against a Protoss player earlier. So I'm super excited to see what kind of build Virium is going to come with. But it looks like he's going to go Nexus before Gateway. That is going to be the ballsiest thing I think I've ever seen in the existence of mankind.
Even more scary is Nistic has the opportunity to be able to scout it. Because of his Overlord already scouting the right pattern, it can see it and pull back, and Virium would not know a thing about it. I'm very worried for Virium right here, and even though these spawn positions are kind of setting themselves up well for the very Stargate-heavy ZVP at the moment for Protoss meta, that's still, as you said, that is a ballsy move, Draven. And Nistic, oh, he's going to punish it. He's going to punish it good. I hope his Overlord doesn't commit too much into it, though.
He already did, but which is no big deal. I mean, Virium already saw that he gave away his position. Nistic knows he gave away his position as well. But we're going to do a quick double gas as well from Virium. Like, what is this build? Like, double gateway, like, I don't know what's going on. This is why I'm not GM. I have no idea what's going on. These players know builds that I can never even dream of. And it should be going to... This build is so weird. Like, having these buildings like Tetris...
At the moment, currently, for Protoss, you go 2-gate, you open up 2-gate, and you do damage, or you open up 1-gate Cyber, you take a natural, or this build, you go Nexus first and then take 2-gate. You can't really go 2-gate off of gate Cyber. It's a little bit precarious, and I've not seen it quite as much, but not only will Virium be able to produce a lot of adepts with that quick double gas, as you said, but again, the very ZVP Protoss heavy Stargate plays will be possible on this map with that early gas. That probe, man, that probe's not going to have a fun day, but the probe scouted the third hatch of Nistic. I love Nistic's take on this. You're being greedy? I'll be even greedier.
All that work and that Ling hit him once.
Oh, man. I have this theory that the Overmind convinces the Lings that probes are just candy, and so they're not doing bad things. They're just trying to get some candy. that's essentially StarCraft. When the Overmind says run into a bunker, and oh, almost beautiful micro from Virium. The Lings get one probe for their hard work, but when the Overmind says all these Lings, or Kerrigan says all these Lings run to the bunker, they're like, oh, it's a big trampoline! Yay! And they run to it, and they want to get on it, and they die.
Alright, so we did see that Nistic goes 3 base, but, really quick off, so it's only 3 minutes and he's on 3 bases. And here comes some adepts. We do have queens here to try to defend.
And we have like 20 Lings to defend, roughly 20 Lings. That is what Zergs have to do to defend these 2 adepts, but without that, and with no speed even on the way, this was a gasless, or not a gasless opener from Nistic, but he's got... Did he get speed? No, he didn't get speed. He's just sitting about almost as speed.
Yep.
Great thing to say. That's how early his third was, before his speed even completed.
Yep, so we do see 2 more adepts. So we have 4 adepts for this, but I think that Nistic will be able to defend this, depending on his micro, really well. And I think right now, Virium just wants to get good drone kills, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. I mean, he's going to shade those guys in, so he might be able to focus down that queen, but yep. He's just playing with them at this point, but as we see, Virium is just only on 2 bases. Still staying on 2 bases. He knows that Nistic's on 3 and he has to do something. He's going for more gateways. Looks like he's producing a warp gate. And hopefully he's going to try to do some harassment. We haven't seen that many good harassment yet with our Protoss players against this. So to see if Virium is our one that's going to break the mold, do a lot of harassment, good drops. But holy crap, we're going to do a... Was that a fourth base or was that a... it's a lair, excuse me.
It's a lair in the main of Nistic, but all through StarCraft 2 history, this has been the case that has been presented to Protoss as I'm a Zerg and I'm on 3, you're a Protoss and you're on 2. What do you do? And now with Warp Prisms, as you mentioned, not only Warp Prisms, but Charge and 6 gates just being added on to a total of 8 Elt gates. Elt is a number. 8 gates for Virium. It's going to hit hard. And in the main base, if you check out the main base of Nistic, which we're looking at in the top right, there's a nice little blank spot, but the Lings, oh my word, 23 Lings get straight up into the natural base of Virium, and they are right on top of it. There's 2 force fields to defend, but that's going to keep the Zealots from holding anything. The natural base of Nistic, pardon me, Virium is under attack, while the main base of Nistic, it's getting hit hard in 4 Depths. Now, they won't have Resonating Glaives. I'd prefer Charge lots if Charge was done, but Depths in the natural now. And this is going to force every single Ling to pull back Dragon.
And so all the Lings get forced back. All these adepts are going to get picked off, and that Warp Prism is forced to retreat because of the Spore Colony that was there. Excuse me, Spore Crawler that was there. It was almost a good counterattack, but the sentries were able to force field up and stop those Lings. So we're going to see another swarm of Lings going across. But Nistic taking the weirdest 4th base I've ever seen. I mean, I could be wrong, but that is such a weird, awkward position to put a 4th base. But Nistic's going to be on 4 bases while Virium is going to be on 2 this entire time.
I like that 4th base, especially because it just puts him farther away from Virium and all the harassment. Yet also, it's very farther away from his rest of his bases. Yet Virium doesn't have the greatest possibility chance at ever. But we'll see Zealots right on top of the Queen take it out. I'd love to see one observer with the main force of Virium. I don't even think Virium has a robotics facility. Oh no, he does have a robotics facility off the back of this. It wasn't a Stargate plate like I thought he was because, as we said, it's Warp Prism, and this 3rd base is going to get hard. The Zealots may have seen the drones evac out into that 4th base, but this 3rd base is sacked, and Virium is answering the age-old, what do I do? 3 base versus 2 base Protoss. I kill your 3rd base, but now you're on another 3rd base. Something's wrong. Time Warp is on the way, and Virium is setting up a beautiful play into Nistic's natural.
Yeah, so I wonder if Virium knows that Nistic has that 4th base. I'm not too sure if he does, so he's going to try to sack this one. But that's a lot of Zealots making that huge wall for those Zerglings. They're not going to be able to get the surround off it. And with this Warp Person coming in as well as warping in more Zealots, I don't know what he's going to do. He does pull the drones, but, I mean, all these Zealots are just kind of like ripping apart this army. There's an Immortal that gets picked up, gets microed really hard, gets picked up again, and I think Virium is going to take this 1-0, puts him ahead. I'm not too sure what Nistic's going to GG out. There we go.
Nistic being slightly too greedy, going for that 4th where he should have been pumping out Roach Ravager, and with Roach Ravager and with Roach Ling Burst, Charge Lot Immortal, you have to have Lings to shut down the Immortals, to shut down the Zealots, to allow the Roaches to do damage. But Nistic, slightly too greedy, unable to attain anything to defend. GG, well played. Virium up 1-0 versus Nistic, who I think just went, 2-0 against, I'm trying to think, Intense?
Yeah, I mean, it's Nistic made quick work of his previous games, and so I don't know what he's going to do against this Protoss, what his answers are, so I'm going to be interested to see what game number 2 is going to bring for this, because he went so quick, went so greedy, and didn't have enough to defend, even though he saw it coming. I just think he thought he was going to be able to hold it a lot better.
Oh, just FYI, oh wait, we just cashed that. Intense 2-0 versus Volts is in the finals now. So whoever wins this, either Nistic or Virium, will move on to face Intense in a best-of-5 bout for $75 bills. You need a sloth. I imagine a sloth when I say dollar bills.
So everyone, if you guys want to see the bracket, it's apostrophe bracket or exclamation point bracket. To see all the matches from today, as we said before, the first semifinals was played by Intense and Volts, and Intense took it 2-0.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please, please, please follow below to support Filthy. And as I said before, you don't even need to receive the email from us that we are commentating, that we are on the way to start our stream. We just need that support, and it would mean a lot to Filthy Rake, that is Damon Knight, and of course Draven and myself, Drenok.
So again, like we said before, everyone, we appreciate everyone that has been following the channel. This is going to be a weekly tournament every Saturday, same time. We're going to be rotating out casters. This is week 1. We appreciate everyone so far. Make sure you sign up. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure you sign up for week 2. It's completely open to North American players, and it will be amazing prizes and more to come. So we're going to get into game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Nistic is down by 1, so it's going to be Virium who is up by 1, spawning in the bottom right. He is currently playing under barcode, but that is Virium playing as our red Protoss player. Oh, yeah.
And his opponent in the top right-hand corner, the green Zarg player representing Team Ascension. It is the one, the only, Nistic. Honestly, last game, he was just a little bit too greedy, and he needs to identify that huge charged lot immortal attack that was on the way from Virium, and I think he'll be okay this game. It's kind of a mental check. Okay, cool. Don't be as greedy. And I think he may be able to take this game if he does that, because Virium, it was a 2-ish base all-in from him. If he failed, he'd be out.
Yeah, I mean, at one point it looked like he was going to be able to hold it, but as you saw, it was too much. Those charge lots were way too much. That warp person was able to stay alive, which caused more warp ins than Immortal was be able to micro really well. And unfortunately for Nistic, he was not able to hold it, lost his third, lost his second, and then it was kind of too little too late at that point. So far, no too serious wonky builds from either players. So far, pretty standard. We do see that double gas opening again coming down from Virium StarCraft.
And with that Nexus first, it does provide you the opportunity as Protoss to do double gate and double gas, as you mentioned, Draven. Yet for Nistic, he's opening up Hatch Gas Pool, very common openers from both. Yet Virium's 2-gate opener does lend a little bit more to either that Adept aggression or the Warp Prism aggression we saw in the very first game, which I love. And as Zerg and Terran, it's the hardest thing to defend ever.
Yes.
Just ever, period. I don't care about any other Legacy of StarCraft edition.
Legacy of StarCraft edition?
Legacy of StarCraft. I don't care about any other Legacy of the StarCraft game. Not Legacy of the Void, just the entire Legacy of StarCraft.
Oh, gotcha. So far, like the double gas, I wonder if he's going to try to put like a proxy pylon over here in the corner, get some good warp ins. But, so far, nothing out of the ordinary. Nistic is going to come up on 100 gas. Let's see if he tries to go for that. There we go, 100 gas. We'll see if he's, not getting speed just yet. Wonder if he's going to try to go into Roach's. Oh, there we go. There's speed coming down. 2 Adepts are going to be warped in. Probably going to be sent across the map as usual.
Metabolic boost just for gas late, yet he does keep one drone in it to be safe. While we see from Virium, looks like he's going to do pretty much the normal thing, and on a map like Dusk Towers, there's a lot of room in the main, a lot of room in the natural to drop. I would not be surprised if we saw the same thing he did in Game 1. The Warp Prism drops into Charged Lot Immortal. It's pretty much been the most popular ZVP play on this map, other than to the Double Stargate. For now, though, oh man, Virium gets another scout into Nistic's natural, pardon me, third.
Yeah, he sees Nistic going for a third base again. He's like, okay, I know you're
He knows
greedy.
what's happening. He can do his build from last game. Cool. Yep. It's pretty much just checking off all those little things when you've been practicing the same build forever, and you see someone doing the thing that this build is meant to go against, and you're like, oh yeah.
So we do see a couple sentries being built as well, so they're going to be able to force field off any kind of ramp. If all these lings, all of a sudden, they're going to get the metabolic boost, and going to speed up, and these Adepts take out 2 lings, which is not good. He sends that you're going to have the speed here in a second. And we'll see what they do with that, or if he's just going to try to defend. So there's the speed. And I'm behind this. Virium goes for a third expansion. He knows he's going to be able to defend this. He's not going to be able to get destroyed by this. Sentries are going to be able to force field if need be.
Some Lings of Nistic will be pressuring that third base. Pylons are already there. Do we have a Mothership Core out in time to defend it? Mothership Core is at the natural base, so it won't be able to float an overcharge. And yes, there's sentries as mentioned, but this third Nexus might be able to be canceled. We'll see if the Lings can get a nice angle. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get an angle on force fields and Adepts. And by the time all that happens, the Mothership Core comes on over, slaps them on the back of the head and says, "What are you guys doing? Get out of here." Float an overcharge is down, and off the back of that charge is on the way. Virium is going to hit Nistic hard, but how does Nistic respond this game? Looks like it's going to be Lair, possibly for Roach Speed. He does have a Roach Warren, but the Roach Warren may have just been a safety Roach Warren, a nice little investment for himself. But there's the fourth again. He's just being slightly too greedy. Virium is up 1-0 and could easily be 2-0, move on to the finals if Nistic doesn't switch it up.
Yeah, I think he's kind of banking. He's like, okay, maybe if I let you go to your third base, you will just play defensively and I can get my fourth base up and running. But at this current moment, I think Virium is going to send out an attack here soon and just put the pressure on Nistic. And Nistic's not going to have enough.
Gates on the way.
Yeah, Nistic's not going to have enough to defend. I mean, the Warp Pylon Overcharge is going to stop this. Oh, he's going to take out this gateway, sure.
Nice.
Get to cancel all it. And we do see that speed roach, speed roach. Wow, roach speed coming down.
Roller roach derby. It's the roller roach derby, man. They're all getting their speeds on the way. That's what it should have been on Terraform. Instead of being roach speed, it's roller roach derby. Have a great time. Terraform. There it is on the way, and you know what? That's how Nistic's going to defend. I respect that, but how is he going to do it this game? Last game, Virium kind of pile drived through him. This game, Virium has even more economy off the back of this Charged Lot Immortal play. It's going to all come down to the position of Nistic, and he needs these lanes alive. They're so vital in shutting down the Zealots and letting the Roaches do damage. It looks like he's going to meet them out in the middle of the map. It may work, but Zealots getting up right into the face. Already a Roach goes down. Another Roach will be close to it, and it's almost a big surround for Virium on Nistic's Roach forces.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this that push. I don't think he's, Nistic's push. I think he should have kept his Roaches back, and he's kind of like auto-selecting them across the map, and they're just completely out of position, and they're just going to get outnumbered and outbullied. And I think off of this push, Virium just has such a strong Charge Lot army that I don't know how Nistic's going to be able to defend this without having any real backup. Like, we do see a lot of Roaches, sure, but we got more Immortals coming, we got more Charge Lots coming, we got a Warp in as well, and I just don't know what he's...
Yet those Immortals are on the other side of the map right now. It's only Zealots and the Roaches can kite for an eternity. Beautiful force fields will section off a couple Roaches for Virium to be able to kill, but he's got to be really careful when he doesn't have the Immortals, and he's so confident he doesn't need the Immortals. Force fields will not allow the Roaches to get a better position. Finally, they dissipate, and they can fall back. 12, 17, 18, 17 more Roaches on the way, Kappa, and +1 missile is going to be done relatively soon. But now, as you said, the Immortals are going to be with the main force, and Virium, he likes the Charge Lot Immortal, and he's going to make it work. Nistic has the fourth base, and it's still a weight around his neck. Maybe he can produce more with it, but he needs a lot more Roaches to do any of this, and now a couple Ravagers being morphed in. Virium is looking so dang good.
Yeah, behind this, he definitely needs some Hydras in the back for that DPS to start sniping those Zealots, sniping that Warp Prism, but with these Roaches and those little bit of Ravagers, those tank lots are just going to do so much damage. I mean, a couple sentries, sure, force fields does get a couple good hits off these Roaches, but I don't see Nistic be able to defend this. I mean, he's able to deny it, sure, a little bit longer. Got Roaches, more Ravagers, got Speedlings on the way, which kind of helps with the surround. But again, I don't know what he's going to try to do. I don't know what he's got for a way of an answer. We do see a proxy hatch.
Both players are just an extra macro hatch off the back of this. I'm surprised by it, especially since Nistic is on, 4 or 5 bases now, but maybe that's it. He's kind of assuming he's going to lose his fourth. Nistic's creep spread is on the way. Now we're going to see the large fight, but for a couple seconds, Virium is out of position, yet being out of position, that allows him to have a maybe a 270 degree. I can't do math, guys. Don't ask me to do math, but it's a huge concave from Virium, and almost all the Roaches are going to go down. Beautiful force fields do not allow the Roaches to move around, and it's the same thing with Lings and Roaches. Lings shut down the other army so Roaches can do damage, but in this case, the Zealots shutting down the majority of the Roaches, allowing 3 Immortals to just hell on to all of Nistic's forces. And Nistic, he's still fighting back, but it's starting to look decent for him, actually.
Well, yeah, so he lost almost all the Charge Lots, and so there's still a few left, but you've got a couple more Ravagers, a lot of more Roaches in production as well. If he holds this push, I don't know if...
You see 1,300 minerals floating in the bank with the Warp Prism still alive. There should be a lot of Zealots, but there's just not. The Immortals are fighting by themselves. The Warp Prism manages to save 2 Immortals. Yet with the Greens out and the Ravager, that Warp Prism will start to be pushed back. Here we finally see the big Zealot Warp in, but it's just a little bit too late, Draven. It is a little bit too late.
So the Queen focuses down the Warp Prism, takes down the last Immortal, last Zealot, and here we go. So We'll see what happens with this counterattack. Like you said, he's floating so many minerals. He's got 1,500 minerals, and he hasn't warped in anything. He's not supply capped. What is he doing? Why is he not warping in units? What is he building? He's got one immortal.
I think it's looking a little grim. He's planning on doing this charge lot immortal thing, and it's just not quite panning off right now. He does have a lot of gates he can warp in with. Nice force fields. He's going to be able to force field him out. And for Virium, I'm almost going with what he did in the first game. He also got High Templar Archive, which allowed him to make some Archons if he needed. It's a very early High Templar Archive, and that'd be really cool. That's one way you can get yourself back into the game, warping a whole bunch of High Templars. But right now he's got so many minerals he needs Zealots, and there's the big Zealot warping. But Nistic's fourth was never killed, and now it's starting to be droned. Nistic has a good economy off the back of this, and he started fighting. Gotta be really careful. The force fields are quite good, allowing the Zealots to get right on top of the roaches, but there's simply not enough.
Yeah, GG gets caught, and Nistic takes it. That was such an interesting fight towards the end, and I'm surprised that it went the way it did. Like you said, he had that good surround. Nistic got a good surround, or got surrounded, but it actually worked out in his favor. He was able to take out all the charge lot, and like we said, Virium just didn't seem to upgrade, or excuse me, reinforce his army when he should have.
He was committed to a charge lot immortal attack, and he didn't take a fourth. As you said, he didn't get upgrades, no 1-1. There was a Twilight Council, but there was a Resonating Glimpse, something off the back of that. He was so confident. I think he may have gotten just a little bit overconfident. Nistic, with Roach Ravager, kept pumping roaches, and yes, he was greedy on this map, but in this situation, unlike Larilat Crest, he wasn't cut out in the map. He knew the attack was happening. He was in the middle of his fourth and third, and he just kept reinforcing roaches. It fought and kept reinforcing roaches. And Nistic didn't quite have as quick as reinforcement. Didn't have anything to fall back on after he was pushed back. And GG, well played. Looks like it's going to be 1-1 Nistic, evening up the score. The next game, the winner of the next game moves on to the Filthy Weekly #1 Grand Finals and has the opportunity to win $75, but either way they'll come out with at least $25 bills. I need a sloth emoticon when I say dollar bills, because that's what comes to mind. I'm going to turn my light on really quickly. I'm going to be just a second.
Okay, you turn your light on. You do you, boo-boo. So again, thank you everyone that's been tuning in so far. Make sure you hit the follow button on this channel. Filthy Rake will be hosting this weekly tournament every Saturday. Make sure you sign up. It's an open tournament to all North American players. It is the Filthy Weekly. This is week 1. I appreciate you guys so much so far. Don't forget, we're also giving away the collector's edition of Legacy of the Void. It's going to be a hard copy edition. This is not digital copy. It is hard copy. So make sure you tune in for the finals for that. So make sure you tweet at us, host it, let all your buddies know that this weekly tournament is here to stay. We appreciate everyone so far watching this. We got some great matches coming.
We're not afraid to strong arm the rest of the people out. Not afraid.
Yeah, if anyone has a problem with it, they can talk to me.
Let me just tweet out.
I got that blue steel look. I got that blue steel look.
It's looking good, man.
You ready for it? Here we go. Here we go. Ready for it? We're gonna do it again. Ready?
You need to develop a new one. Why is Intense in here? You need to develop a new one that I think is maybe red steel. Like, think about that. Think about blue steel, and then think about red being. Wait, why is Intense in game? Why is Intense in game? Intense? Oh.
Nope.
All right, 1 second. 1 second, guys. We're getting into the final game of this best of 3 between Virium, Le Barcode player, and Nistic from Team Ascension.
Yeah, make sure he doesn't do that again.
I'm not gonna see Intense.
There he goes.
Watch. They all want Intense to watch, and they're fine with it. Oh, okay, there he goes. He's out of it. He doesn't. Said he wanted to know his opponent's stretch.
He can watch the stream.
Kappa. Watch the stream. Actually, that's a great point. You know, if you truly want to do that, just watch the stream. Watch the stream. We're gonna be giving away no extra odds from Damon. Yeah, he can watch the stream. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a phenomenal point, guys. After this game, we will have the best of 5 grand finals between Intense and Nistic, or Intense and Virium. It is 1-1 in this PVZ. One of these players is simply a game away from winning $25 and getting up to the $75 bills in first place. Draven, would you take us away?
Sure.
In the bottom, top left corner.
Sorry, since spawning in our top left corner is our red Protoss player. He's playing on a barcode right now, but it is Virium StarCraft. Oh, yeah.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the green Zerg. The one, the only, Nistic.
Oh, yeah.
In the last game, honestly, Nistic, he scouted the same. He just completely identified it, said, you know what, you're doing what you did last game. I know what I need to do. I was just caught off guard in that first game in its best of 3 against Virium's Charge Lot Immortal style. Virium looks akin to maybe opening up like he did last game with the Nexus first into Double Gate. Wouldn't put it past him, in Ruins of Ceres, the biggest map in the map pool. Be a little bit harder to execute what he wants to do. It's going to be easier for Nistic to be greedy. And Nistic also gets a nice scout off early.
Yeah, so he predicts the correct way. He's going to see this. He may not see that it was a Nexus before Gateway. So if he went pool like he's doing, he might be able to do a lot of harassment. Now Virium knows where this Overlord came from, that it came from the south left position. So he's going to change his probe up into that direction. So we'll see if Virium will get countered, by Nistic with some link play. I don't know if that's going to happen. We do see gas going down as well, so it might be some speed, but I don't know if he's going to be able to counter from this right away.
That probe will move out and scout Nistic in the bottom left. I think that's southeast. We can't do compasses, guys. Don't try to make us do math or compasses.
It's
very hard
southwest.
South. Oh yeah, southwest. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Southwest.
Never eat soggy watermelons.
Never eat soggy waffles is my
waffles.
thing,
Yeah, whatever.
Stay off the watermelons, man. That's dangerous.
Whatever. Never eat soggy wafers. Who cares?
I think that's what Tasteless says. Yeah, never eat soggy wafers. But Nistic opening up with Hatch Gas Pool, which means yes, he's got some lings out, but it's not the most aggressive build to be able to punish a Protoss, especially when a Protoss is going 2-gate Adept, which is to compensate for the early greed to hold. Notice Cybernetics Core. Overall, Virium is going to be fine, especially with the largest on this map, and thankfully for Virium, though, he's got this probe, and this probe, she is getting a phenomenal amount of scouting out.
She?
I don't know, is it probe a boy or a girl? I don't know. I thought about it for a second.
It's a robot. There's no person in it.
Whoa. I don't think we know that. It's
100% fact.
Sure?
It's 100%
really?
fact. It's.
I guess it says light mechanical. No, it's a boy or girl. Shut up, Draven. Go home. You're drunk.
I'm pretty sure there's no person in a probe. It's being controlled. This is such craft lore. I'm not even gonna look it up.
You don't need to have someone in the probe to make it a person. All you need to do is believe, Draven. Believe.
All right, so we did see three bases come down from Nistic. It seems to be that norm. He just loves being living life on the edge, playing it more aggressive than safe. But we do see the Adepts, but the Adepts aren't pushing out like we thought they would. But again, it seems to be like a same build for both players. You see that robotics facility going down as well. The Temple Archives, so it's going to be some charge lots yet again, man. Both players, this is their bread and butter build.
Well, for Virium, he could move out. Resident Englave's interesting decision instead of charge, but Virium, he could move out, yet with the Nexus first, he has to go 2-gate to compensate. He has to have Adepts at home to compensate, or Lings can catch him out in the middle of the map, so I think it's overall fine for him. 11 workers, Lings on the way for Nistic coming out. 6 more to reinforce, and that natural base has got a beautiful amount of pylons. The Ling can't do anything about it, but Mama Core's a little fat. She's not going to be quick enough to make it to the main.
So he can get a lot of damage done here, but these Lings need a... Oh, wait, it's not really microing any of them, but it does get 3 or 4 probe kills off that, which is kind of good. He gets more Lings coming across. I think what he's going to try to do, he's just going to keep trying to bait out the pylon overcharge until the Mothership Core runs out, and then tries to attack. But we see a lot of gateways going down. Here you're going to see another attack coming in.
Oh, and he spots it. Not going to quite be able to put an overcharge that second pylon. These gates are going to be at jeopardy. Lings with the full surround, but they are going to be committed. They're going to get a second gate and pull out off the back of that.
Yep, so he baited out 2 pylon overcharges. So again, I think he's going to be able to do it. He's going to bait out one more.
He's going to be able to get another one. Beautiful. Beautiful, Driven.
So he baits out 2, so now there's no more energy left for this pylon overcharge. He's got more Lings coming in. He's going to need at least another 15 more seconds to get enough energy back out. So as soon as this pylon overcharge finishes like it's about to do... Oh, those Lings are going back. Oh, I thought he was going to advance bar. Okay, here we go.
Pulling back because here is the Adept drop, and Resonating Glaives is only 5-ish seconds away. Once Resonating Glaives is done, these Adepts will be crack Adepts. I don't know anyone's ever said that. No, more like pothead Adepts. That's what we're going with. No, Heroin Adepts. That's it. It's Heroin Adepts right here. One Queen on slow creep can easily be sniped off if Virium wants to. Virium's going to pull back, and it's relative ease to take a third if he can pull all the lanes back. And Nistic, he's normally taking a fourth by now, which is a funny thing. Like, he's been very aggressive, and he's not been able to take this game he'd like to. This is a game much different than the rest. You can even see Virium saying, oh, no fourth. Interesting. Okay, interesting. What's going to happen? And Virium's saying, I'm going to move out across the map. You got a lot of lanes. Well, if that's been your decision, I'm going to go Mass Adept and lane be Adept. I got this.
Yep. So there's a lot of Adepts, and I'm pretty sure he's going to warp in a lot more. There we go. And this is going to be a huge push. I don't know what Nistic is going to do to stop this. We're going to see the shade going to be up, missing all these spines. It's going to land. Oh, okay, cool. So he does not jump forward. He sees what he's going to be going against. There's kind of a few spines, a couple queens.
Might as well for Virium shade forward, pull the army back, and then snipe the queens, the spines. Just snipe the queens.
So he's going to try to bait out some of this army with these 4 Adepts and then push the front. Like we see, we do see the shades going, again, missing the spines. So there's in the basement. Here it comes on the third side. Wow, that is such
going to be a nice one. There's not quite as many roaches, but with the roaches, it's going to be a little bit too scary. Adepts, though, if they even shaded right on top of it, I don't think it would be the worst position. Just a huge note. There's no third off the back of this for Virium. He's completely committed. In Game 1, he did this, and in Game 2, he took a third and tried to macro off the back of that. But no way in this situation. And the roaches, they're out of position. But, Nistic is not quite privy enough, and neither is Virium to the army movements of each other.
Yeah, there's so much on the line for this. I mean, this is the semifinal match. The winner of this
1-1.
goes to the finals. It is 1 of 1, best of 3. And these, he's just bouncing around with the shades, but now the thing's on cooldown. These lings are going to get a perfect surround off it. Oh, maybe not.
Even with a perfect surround, the Lings have to engage with the Roaches because the Lings shut down the Adepts focus down the Lings, and then the Roaches can do their job. 10 more Roaches are on the way, and Virium will fall back onto, you can see, a beautiful century amount. 9 centuries to Immortals, but will that be enough with pretty much the entire map controlled by Nistic, the possibility of a 4th base, and Nistic not up by that many workers, but he still is getting about a quarter more of the income. He's looking like he's in a beautiful position. Virium may have just been a little bit too aggressive.
But in that process, he does lose 4 roaches, but takes out a sentry. Oh, there's a huge attack that I'm completely missing. What a huge warp in! That is so many units. It completely wipes out that mineral line. And these Adepts are, that warp is causing a lot of problems.
And with Adepts obviously having shade, the entire army of Nistic is like, you're gonna go into my natural. I'm super smart. Then Virium says, oh, well, I'm pretty damn smart myself, and commits to the main base, is able to secure only 5 kills in total. Beautiful defense by Nistic on pulling workers, but now the main army of Virium has been able to get a solid foothold on the creep as we start cleaning up, and this potentially could be it. We have 106 army supply of Nistic to the 99 of Virium, incredibly close. Force fields are there for Virium, and man, he's got a lot. He's got 8 full centuries. Nistic looking a little grim, but with the defender's advantage, can he do it, Draven? I hope he can.
Another thing to note as well, Nistic is still on 3 bases, Virium's still only on 2, so eventually this is going to turn into an all-in aspect, unless Virium eventually branches out, takes a 3rd base. This is all in. I mean, this is still all in, and he's doing an excellent job so far, just putting the pressure on Nistic. Nistic not be able to take his 4th base. I mean, these guys are just incredible. They're just balancing each other out so well.
Just blink. We have Resonating Glaives. You might as well get blink for these stalkers. Such a phenomenal way to play it on this map. Something we see Billy do a lot, but not Virium. Virium kills the forward spines, and you know what, Nistic, he's got a almost 360 surround. I think last time I said 270, and I was really confused. Like, I don't know what half, 2/3 of 360 is, but now this is almost a 360. Won't quite be there. Some of the units are caught off guard. 1 Immortal, a few Adepts, but still, Virium has an incredibly potent army. 1 Immortal's taken out of the 4, 25%, but Nistic cannot fight into this alleyway. I don't think it's wise, Raven.
No, I think Mystic should fall back a little bit. Those force fields are splitting the army, and he's able to. And so Nistic is getting his army picked off here, picked off a little bit there. All the sentries are completely gone though. Immortal does
so
get
many
picked
roaches.
up.
There's no adepts, there's no sentries, there's no zealots, there's 3 immortals, and the stalkers do not have blink. The forces are starting to wane. It is 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever wins this moves on to the finals.
Yeah, so all the roaches are getting cleaned up. However, that Immortal is getting microed back really well. All the stalkers are about to drop as well. The Corrosive Bile on top of the War Prison. War Prison is about to drop, and GG gets called. Mystic takes it 2-1.
GG.
What an amazing, amazing freaking fight. I cannot believe that happened. He fought into the alleyway, which I was saying he should have. All the force fields had to get dropped, and the sentries drop. Once that happened, he was not able to control, but didn't have blink from stalkers, and just scrapped it out at the end. Nistic takes it. Holy smokes. What an amazing, amazing fight. it's going to be awesome.
Early on, identified the all-inniness of what Virium was doing and just stayed on 3 bases, was able to hold for a while, and if Virium would have gone a little bit, been able to do it, but also, I felt a lot Nistic in that game because he had beautiful, beautiful surrounds planned, and he kept doing that. He tried again and again and again, and finally in that last engagement, it panned off, it worked, and he was able to win it. GG. Nistic moves on. Weekly, #1 finals are